Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be painting the Lord Imperatant from the Dominion box set. Now I wanted to go to a solo character this time because I wanted to really get my undercoating right this time. Now I assembled them up to the point where they would get in the way of painting, but these are basically push to fit, so you're pretty much screwed either way, but at least I don't have to glue his rock base to him. And then there are some cracks here and there, and to fix those I would take milliput and apply them. The dog has the worst, I don't know what it is, it's a dog Griffin thingy. The dog has the worst cracks on it on the head and along the spine, and so I just take some milliput and I sand it smooth with water after applying it, an old brush, and it comes out incredibly smooth. I swapped back to Bright Touch General Purpose Gray Car Primer because the black one was too glossy and had trouble with the paint adhering. And now with Druchii Violet, Pallid Witch Flesh, and White Scar White, we are going to prime the model. So what we're going to do is, we'll do the undercoating. I'm going to take the Druchii Violet, and in several attempts, because I forgot to clean my airbrush and it clogged the airflow, I sprayed Druchii Violet on. I probably should have mixed it with something to make it smoother. I don't know, because it came out pretty beady. And then with the Pallid Witch Flesh, I had the same problems. Like, all these things are coming out pretty beady. It's sad. And then I use White Scar White to dry brush and pick out the most raised areas and details with the, well, dry brush. Now moving on, I'm going to focus on the cape first because we're going to be using airbrushing, so it's going to be very messy. So with Cantor Blue, Calidor Sky, and Hoeth Blue, which is like over half my blue collection, I'm going to start off with Cantor Blue as the base layer for the cape, the darkest. Then I'm going to take Calidor Sky and I'm going to airbrush it on, focusing on the more raised areas, and I will angle it around, the model around in certain places to sort of hit the more raised areas. And then I'm going to go to Hoeth Blue and repeat the same thing except less than Calidor Sky to bring out the highlights, focusing on the edges and stuff like that. One thing to note, I probably should have taped up or at least put some putty around like several of the metal pieces, like his feet and stuff like that, because it did affect me later on, so just FYI. And now with Ulthuan Grey and Pallid Witch Flesh, we're going to paint the inside of his coat, or cloak. With Ulthuan Grey, because it's very good at covering up even the color black, so we're going to use this as a foundation. And then we're going to use, well, we have to use about 2 layers of this to get a smooth coat. And then we're going to use some watered down Pallid Witch Flesh to show off to the most raised areas or more open areas, closer to the light. And now with Calidor Sky and Everland Sunset, we're going to do the details inside his cloak. With Calidor Sky, we're going to paint the blue lines. Any mistakes we make on these steps, you can just go back with the Pallid Witch Flesh or Ulthuan Grey, depending on where it is, and just clean up the lines. And then we use Everland Sunset on these little meteor symbols. And then with Hoeth Blue, mixed 1-to-1 with Lamian Medium, we're going to dilute it down so it's smooth, and we're going to paint the edges and the folds of the cloak, as well as the bottom edges of the cloak. So it makes it look like the raised areas are more shiny, bright, and defined. And now with Gorthor Brown, Steel Legion Drab, and Seraph Sephium, we're going to paint the bird thing, I don't know, Griffin, probably a Griffin, on his back. And so we're going to start with the base layer of Gorthor Brown. And then we're going to overbrush Steel Legion Drab onto the more raised areas. This doesn't work. The shape and stuff of the feathers and stuff doesn't allow me to pick out the details, and I just ruin the Gorthor Brown underlayer. So then I add Seraph Sephium into it to add some depth and stuff, and it's meh. The colors are too blended together. And so then I go back with Steel Legion Drab, and with a proper dry brush, I dry brush the feathers and stuff, fur, whatever. And it comes out okay, but it lacks the depth that I need. So I then take some Baneblade Brown and do a lighter dry brushing, or on the upper half of this fur thing. Yeah, on the upper half I use Baneblade Brown to try to pick out some more of the details that are on the feathers that are closer towards the top. And now with a 1-to-1 mix of Lamian Medium and Skeleton Horde Contrast, I'm going to apply this onto the fur feathers in order to add some more depth and darkness into it to make the lighter pieces look lighter. Try to make it more distinct. And now with Dark Reaper, Dawnstone, and Celestia Grey, we're going to paint the beak of the creature. With Dark Reaper, we're going to apply it all over his beak. And then we're going to highlight the top crest of the beak and the parts close to the eyes and face with Dawnstone. Then we're going to take Celestia Grey and just do a few dots of it here and there, but a good line between the beak and the eyes. Alright, with a 1-to-1 mix of transparent burnt sienna from Liquitex Professional Acrylic Ink and Runefang Steel, the Air version, mind you, we then apply this all over the gold. Now, I will point out one thing. The undercoating does heavily affect it. Now, the feet were hit by the airbrush of blue, and so they looked very dark, and the blue basically poured through, and you could see it through one coat, so I had to apply a second coat to the feet and areas that were hit with the blue air spray. And now with Liquitex Carbon Black and Liquitex Phthalic, this green-blue shade mixed with Runefang Steel, I applied like the drops on the other part of the palette and then mixed them in. And we started with the darkest version of this color, covering all the silver metallics. And then we apply more Runefang Steel into it in order to lighten it, and then we use this for a highlight. And then we will use a final highlight of pure Runefang Steel on the edges of everything. Just FYI as a disclaimer, Air Runefang Steel is good. The regular Runefang Steel is trash. Now with transparent raw sienna and carbon black mixed with Runefang Air Steel, I then painted this on the handles. Note that for the carbon black I poured the drop elsewhere and then I mixed it in passively, unlike the burnt sienna where I dropped in fully into the mix. So just FYI, one drop of carbon black is too strong and too much. Now I'm going to try something. With Citadel Air Ulthuan Grey, because they don't have a Pallid Witchflesh version, with Liquitex Pyrrole Red ink and transparent burnt sienna, I'm going to mix together a brownish red to paint the ropes on the guy. Now the thing I will note is that there's a lot of inks used in relation to the amount of Ulthuan Grey, and so it comes out as pretty watery, sadly. That's a sad fact, and so I basically have to use around 2 to maybe 3 coats to get the finish I want, but it highlights and does depth onto the ropes, so it's pretty good. And now with Rhinoxide, we're just going to paint the leather belt and the leather straps that he has on his arms. And with Rakarth flesh, we're going to paint the banner thingy that he has coming out of his waist and the bunch of feathers. So we're going to try some oil washes, but I want to make the surface more agreeable for it. So I'm going to take some Liquitex gloss varnish and apply it over to the feathers. Alright, with mineral spirits, or odorless paint thinner, and burnt umber oil paint, a quality one, or at least I assume it's a quality one, we're going to create a wash. And so we're going to apply this all over the feathers, and so in the previous ones I did a thick wash and I applied it over and then removed it. Not this time. What we're going to do is we're going to take this wash and we're going to apply it into the recesses directly with a brush, and in the edges, the armor, the folds, and stuff like that. I should have probably made a thicker wash for that because it didn't really adhere too well in some areas. Oh well. And you also see me trying to paint with the oil paint on the feathers. It doesn't go well. I probably didn't mix it. I'm still new to oil paint, so I probably didn't mix it good enough, because when I tried to do some removal and blending, I mean, it just comes off of it. So like, what was the point of me adding any effort there? Oh well, I'll learn more about oils in future projects. And now with Liberator Gold, we're just going to use this and we're just going to apply this to the raised areas, folds, edges, and stuff like that to make the guy shine. That's simply it, to add a level of shine. Alright, with Mephiston Red and Evil Sun Scarlet, we're going to paint these jewels. He has them scattered throughout his weapons, both his weapons, his gauntlets, his head, his armor, his little sword that he keeps on his stomach. And so we're going to start with the base layer of Mephiston Red. And then we're just going to apply a dot, or a dab of it, on the most upper raised areas of each gem with Evil Sun Scarlet. Well, we would be done here, but apparently he has a dog. Or Griffin thing, whatever. So with Baneblade Brown, Rakarth Flesh, Corvus Black, Eshin Grey, Doombull Brown, and Steel Legion Drab, we're going to paint the model. We're going to go for his body with a high contrast. We're going to apply Baneblade Brown all over his body. And then we're going to take Rakarth Flesh and we're going to highlight, leaving clear lines. This is what I mean by high contrast. Like, you can clearly see the dark lines in there. So we're basically covering like 90 to 95% of his body with Rakarth Flesh, leaving clear, distinct lines in the muscle lines and stuff, so you can see his build from a distance. And then with Corvus Black, we're going to apply it to his beak and to all of his nails. And then we're going to take Eshin Grey and then just highlight the tips of his nails and the edges of his beak. And then with Doombull Brown, we're going to paint the other half of his fur towards his back, neck, and around his eyes with Doombull Brown. And then we're going to overbrush with Steel Legion Drab, which probably should have just done a proper dry brush, but I mixed up the priority or like the order stuff, and I'd have to repaint some things. So I was like, I'll try this. It didn't go well. Going back to an oldie, with Skeleton Horde contrast mixed 1-to-1 with Lamian Medium, we're going to apply it to the brown fur of him on his tail and on his neck to add some more depth into it. Alright, with Retributor Armor, Liberator Gold, and Ironbreaker, we're going to finish off the last details. With Retributor Armor, we're going to paint the gold belt, bells, whistles, whatever on his neck. And we'll clean up anything with the appropriate color if we spill over. And then with Liberator Gold, we will do the highlights on these as well. And then finally with Ironbreaker, we will paint the belt buckle that is on the main character. And then with AK Interactive Ultra Matte Varnish, we will now apply this on all the non-metallic areas on both models. And done. We did the bases the same way we've been doing the previous ones, so that's why I didn't bother to, well, waste time and say the exact same thing over and over again. And, well, it's done. So the undercoating is a big deal when it comes to the metals and stuff. It does show up a lot. It is an actual issue or a detail, so you want to protect that if you want to do thin layers with the Liquitex inks and stuff. Undercoats is very important. As far as that goes, overall the model, I mean, it looks good, but I wasn't able to do anything with the oils, so I tried and failed with that. And the dog, I'm just calling it a dog, I don't know what the crap this is. Dog is fine, base is fine, the guy, like, all the details look fine and crisp. His cloak looks much better. The red ropes turn out really well. The Ulthuan air really mixed well with the inks. Oil wash did pretty well. The model turned out fine, but I don't feel inspired by it. I am honestly getting kind of bored of Dominion. I have so much I have to paint. I have a ton of Black Templars I have to paint. I have got to get to that. I actually snagged the Beast Snagga box set. I haven't done anything yet because it's still this. Yeah. Well, I'm going to give my work an 8 out of 10. I mean, there's some things that I tried that failed, yes, but I did a lot more good than bad, and everything looks okay, passable, and better. Alright, so like the video if you like the video, share it if you want to share it, comment if you want to comment, like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. I'll be coming back soon with more Dominion.